Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk about a book I read a few weeks ago by the senior opinion editor for the Washington Times, Emily Miller. The book is called Emily Gets Her Gun, but Obama Wants to Take Yours. In this book she details the process in which she had to go through to own a gun in the Washington, D.C. area. And keep in mind, this is to legally own a gun in your home. This does not include being able to open carry or conceal carry in any way, which is kind of ridiculous considering the number of steps she had to go through. On one page she has them all listed out, and it totals out at 17 at the time that she went through it. She went through this process about a year and a half ago, if I remember correctly. Reportedly it has been reduced to 11 steps, but that's still a lot of steps you have to go through. And part of this process is to get fingerprinted and take a safety class and fill out forms with the police department detailing everything about you and going through a background check, and it's just a nightmare. I can't express the type of frustration that I felt from her as a writer as she was going through this process. The process cost her over $400 in fees, plus the price of the gun itself, and it took her 4 months to complete. I don't know about you, but if I had to wait 4 months to buy a gun, I would have given up within a day or two, probably. The book describes in great detail all of the gun control legislation that the movement tried to pass since the Sandy Hook tragedy happened. It also details Emily Miller's first experience shooting. To give you context, at the beginning of the book, she talks about how she was a victim of a home invasion while she was house sitting for a friend. The invasion prompted her to want to buy a gun for self-defense. The book also describes Emily's first experience shooting a gun and owning a gun. Prior to this home invasion that she was a victim of that made her want to own a gun, she had no experience with firearms whatsoever. So the book not only reveals all of the things that the gun control movement tried to do in the last year, but it also shows what it's like to be a new shooter today. When I first started shooting, I was very enthusiastic about it. I researched it as much as I could. I wanted to know how to sight the gun, I wanted to know how to load it, I wanted to know what was safe, what was not safe, the different types of features that were available on a lot of different handguns. But a lot of new shooters out there aren't as enthusiastic as some of us are, like me. They won't put the time necessary to research what they need to know in order to be properly armed and educated when they're concealed carrying or open carrying. Emily's mindset at the beginning of this book was very different from mine. It describes the fear that she feels when she first handled a firearm and the confusion that she experienced when she was bombarded with weird terminology, well, weird to her anyway, not weird to experienced gun owners like me, that she would be bombarded with by people who were trying to help her out. I think it's important that gun owners read this book so that they have a better understanding of the mindset that some new shooters have when they first get into the firearms community. It's good to know how overwhelming the shooting community can be to a newcomer. It takes a lot of time to properly educate yourself about firearms, and not everyone has the time to do that. It's up to us as gun owners to positively represent ourselves and the shooting community. So if you're teaching someone to shoot for the first time, be patient and be calm. Answer all of their questions no matter how silly they may seem. And please don't start a new shooter off with a large caliber weapon that they aren't ready to shoot yet. There are lots of videos out there of people filming new shooters that aren't ready to shoot the gun that they're holding, and they risk hurting themselves as well as the people around them. And that does not represent us in a positive light at all. If you start someone off with a gun they aren't ready to shoot yet, they're less likely to support us, and they're more likely to support gun control legislation as described in this book by Emily Miller. It's very important that we are aware of the types of regulations that are happening in Washington, D.C., and Chicago, and California, and various other places that have strict gun control laws. Because these are the types of laws that the Obama administration and its supporters want to have passed. Make no mistake, our rights are on the line with all of this going on right now. We still have 3 more years left with this administration. I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to wait 4 months to buy a gun. And I don't want my right to carry a concealed weapon taken away from me either. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and I'll see you next time.